sounds like they focus more on the negativity of being an atheist than the positive, than the actual benefits of being an atheist. Is that right?
I'm not sure that's entirely accurate, but you know, yeah, like I said, there was a lot of this talk about, you know, oh, we're persecuted, we're hated, things like that. But there was also, you know, this whole other, and you know, people going through how their families have mistreated them, or they're kind of like the black sheep and things of that nature. But there was also stories showing how people, you know, have moved on and live, you know, perfectly normal lives without religion and things like that. But I think you bring up another good point, is something that we should discuss, is that of positive atheism, you know. So instead of, you know, just being about what we don't believe in, we can be about, you know, what do we believe in as humanists, you know, or, you know, and kind of, instead of just always being anti-religion, what can we do to promote positivity and atheism and kind of own that label and turn it around so that people will say, oh, atheists, yeah, I know some of them, and it's not a negative thing. You know, so I think that's a good point. You know, what can we do? So maybe that's something that I would have liked to see them focus more on. You know, the positive things in atheism.
Well, I'm not exactly the positive atheist. I'll be honest. I'm more of the asshole atheist. But still, there is, you know, benefits. Like, to me, there's benefits of being an atheist because I feel more free. I feel like I can do whatever I want. Not, you know what I mean by that. I feel like that. I don't have burdens on me that I can't do this because I go to hell and all that shit. But most of these Christian people and religious people, they believe they're going to hell and all that good shit. But I don't give a shit if I get criticism. I don't give a shit if I'm hated because I know I'm right. And to me, that means everything.
Yeah, I totally agree there, Pimpmunkx. And I'd like to kind of just speak on the aspect of it, really focusing on the more negative side of it. I really took it as them really bringing to light what it actually means to come out and be an atheist in a very Christian-centered, you know, country. And I do think that they should have highlighted, you know, how beneficial it can be for the person, like mentally and everything. But you know, as Brendan said earlier, it really should have been like a 4-part series or something like that, because there's no way in the hour that they had that they could have really covered, like, you know, all the aspects of it in one sitting. At least, you know, I think a pretty good division would have been, you know, half of it been, you know, kind of like the negative side of it, and then the latter half, like, well, but these are the good things that result from it. You know, I think that would have been really beneficial.
Yeah, I wish they'd had me on there, and I said, "Hey, religious people, kiss my ass."
Okay, yeah, but seriously, you know, I've been advocating for this for a really long time. I have quite a few videos about this, about the positive atheism, and you know, I say this so many times, but there can be a positive side to atheism, and I'm not going to give the really crappy pH scale example here that I like to give. GE knows what I'm talking about. But basically, you need to know that the word atheist carries negative baggage with it, and to make it a neutral or positive term, we have to counteract that and turn it into positive baggage, or positive things, rather. And the way to go about doing that is, when you do things, just mention that you may be an atheist. Try to come out if you can, within reason. You know, if it's not the best financial move for you, or your entire family's going to disown you, then you probably shouldn't do it. And those are just some of the ways that we can try to turn atheism into a positive thing, because in a perfect, normal world, no one would be an atheist, because they wouldn't have to classify themselves as an atheist, because everybody would be atheist. They just wouldn't believe in a God. But we live in a world that's been hijacked by religion, and therefore we must do what we can to ensure that we're represented, that we're able to organize, and that we can change our world for the better.
But it is so sad that people would lose their jobs and lose their families just because they simply have a lack of belief in God. It's the saddest damn thing ever, and it makes me angry. You're talking about that money shit. I want to take an expensive shit on their foreheads for that, because that is just wrong.
I agree. I think that the problem is that there has been centuries of indoctrination, not just in support of the religion, but telling people that if you don't believe in a God, you know, this is what's going to happen to you, and if you don't believe in a God, you're a terrible person. You know, I'm always quoted with Psalms 14:1. But when they quote you that off about how, you know, atheists are the most evil people, they're abominations, they never quote the back end of that verse, which is that they can do no good. And simply doing one good thing disproves that verse.
I agree. 100% agree.
So what would you say to any
But
atheist that... Oh, go ahead, Dieter. Go ahead.
Things are only good if they're done for the glory of God, because religious folk get to decide what good means.
You got to do it for the glory of Darwin. Don't you know that?
Yes, and God is love,
Oh,
so
yeah.
only people who believe in God are capable of love. Don't forget.
And they can always hit you with the apologetic that God was working through you, and you didn't actually do a good deed.